Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Blundell, and we are going to go ahead and get started. As you can see from your screen, I am right at the top of your screen there tonight, and those of you who have not heard me on a call before, I am, you can't tell from the screen, but I'm a single mother of two and have a beautiful 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I'm also a national figure competitor, been a personal trainer for many years, and tonight I am going to be your nutrition coach. I'm going to teach you a little bit about the 24-day challenge and about Advocare. As you can see from your screen, the program that we're going to be talking about tonight, for those of you who are new to Advocare, is a way for you to lose body fat without sabotaging your metabolism, really get a jump start, break a plateau if you might be at one, to gain energy. A lot of people that go on a calorie-restricted diet will a lot of times lose a lot of energy, and we're going to teach you how to gain it, improve your health, improve your immune system, make all the organs and all the systems in your body stronger and healthier, gain group, well, you won't gain it, but you'll get it, group support and guidance. Mental mindset and how you think about your results and how you're doing is a big part of the game, and we think that's really important. You'll also get meal plan suggestions and easy-to-follow guidelines that come along with your program. And so this is what I call a very complete program. You know, when you've got a puzzle and it's missing just a couple of pieces, you don't have a complete puzzle. And with Advocare and the nutritionists and the personal trainers that have put these programs together, you are getting to be able to maximize your results and also get the education that you need to continue those results for a lifetime versus that yo-yo dieting that some of you on the line may be used to. The second slide that you can see here is a before and after picture of one of my clients. This is Allison McClellan. In 6 months, she lost 60 pounds, about 10 pounds a month. Actually, her first 24 days on the 24-day challenge, she lost 17 pounds in that first month. And, you know, we could say weight loss slowed down a little bit, but you're always, always, always going to lose more weight in the very beginning, and then your body's going to start to adjust. Your metabolism's going to start to adjust, and that is where it's really important that we do it with nutrition so that the weight loss continues. The second picture is a client of one of my business partners, and Justin lives in Bellevue, Washington, and what I wanted to show here was not a tremendous amount of weight loss. As you can see, 22 pounds, but look what a difference 22 pounds can make in an individual when they're, you know, they don't have that much to lose, but it can completely change the shape of your body, and also looking healthier, not having that gaunt look, looking, you know, more muscle tone, better muscle tone. Now, you know, there's a lot more reasons for good nutrition and good supplementation than just losing weight and looking great. We all know that, and yes, we all want to look great, but there are some side effects that come from looking great and feeling great, which is energy and, you know, decreasing maybe high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you know, maybe you're in a pre-diabetic state, things like that that are really, really important. Maybe you've got a little arthritis, maybe you've got some inflammation or joint pain that you're wanting to tackle. So losing that weight is going to help all of those areas. 700,000 plus, Americans die each year of lifestyle issues. I put this slide up here because these are preventable. You know, overeating, undereating, underexercising, smoking, and this is where Advocare comes in, poor nutrient density. What we're going to teach you is in our busy lifestyles like we have today, I have a lot of people tell me, well, I don't want to get started until I'm not going to be going on vacation, or I'm going to have, you know, a month where I'm not really doing anything, or there's no barbecues, or there's no birthdays. Well, those are always going to be there. There is always going to be holidays. There is always going to be things that come up our entire lives. And so if we can find a way to have better nutrient density and to make things realistic to fit into our busy lifestyle, then guess what? Then we don't have to wait for the perfect time, and we can be doing things the right way, realistic for our lifestyle all the time, and we don't have to worry about it. And so that's another thing that is very important that I want you to think about with this program is it's not something that you're supposed to start when all the chips fall perfectly in the right place. Another result story for you, another client of mine, Mark Battersby, and what I want you to see from this here, again, 60 pounds final results, actually 62 pounds. However, 23 pounds in 24 days on his 24-day challenge, which is what we're talking about today. And you can see how much healthier Mark looks. You can see the veins. You can see the muscle tone, and he just looks much happier and much healthier in the second picture. In 2002, the Journal of American Medicine reversed their decision that we can get everything we need just from the food pyramid that we all learned in school. We all remember that food pyramid. And, you know, the funny part, I think, about that food pyramid is I don't know anybody who really eats that way anyways. I mean, that can get all of the servings in of the fruits and vegetables and the meats and the fats that we need to get in. Yet now they're saying even if we do, that we still need to supplement our diet. And what I call that is filling in the gaps where nutrition does not fill in. So, you know, why is this important? Because in 1942, look what the average American weighed. And look what that was in 2008. That is a huge difference. And with 64% of Americans being overweight, we need some answers, and we need them to be able to be answers that are not, hey, I just lost 25 pounds and next year I gained it back, or in the next 6 months I gained it back, but answers that help you to do it for the long term. And so when people ask me, what do I do when this program's over? Can I just be done? My answer is absolutely not. This is the start to a lifestyle, but it's really, really easy. You know, just like you're going to go brush your teeth probably tonight before you go to bed, when you get up in the morning, I bet you put some shoes on before you leave the house. That's the kind of habits that we want to help you to learn when you're incorporating your Advocare products. And so it's not just about a product, which I'm going to get into in a minute. Yes, there are certain products that are very beneficial and vital to your optimal health, but it's everything in that package that's what's going to make you be feeling your best. You know, I can't remember the last time I've been sick, and having that energy level, not taking naps anymore, and all those kinds of things. Another before and after picture, and I put Carrie up here. Carrie actually is a good friend of mine that lives in Texas, and I put Carrie up here because she has maintained her weight loss for over 8 years now, and that is the goal of what we're trying to do here. And you can see, you know, you can see that I know that Carrie had some very serious health conditions in her before picture. I don't remember what they were, but you can see them in her eyes. You can see them in the color of her skin. And then look at the color of her skin in the after picture. And so this is an amazing before and after picture here. Now, why do we use Advocare products? We use Advocare products. I use Advocare products for a couple of reasons. And my background is in personal training. My background is in nutrition. And I put some things on the screen that were very important to me when I was looking at Advocare. The first thing, which is most important to me, is that Advocare tests for over 197 banned substances, toxins, and impurities, which is 6 times more than any other nutritional company worldwide. The top nutrition company in the United States tests for 30 impurities. And like I said, that is 6 times more than any other nutritional company that we test for. Our company is based out of London, England. It's an unbiased testing facility. Advocare does this not because they have to, but because they choose to. And it gives me a huge amount of confidence when I'm recommending and endorsing this product line, that I know that it's pure, I know that it's safe, and that is the reason that you see the Olympic symbol on your screen, is because many, many Olympic athletes choose Advocare because they know they can be woken up in the middle of the night and be tested for drugs, and they're going to each and every time pass with flying colors. For the last 17 years that Advocare's been a company. It says here we're in 28 of 32 NFL locker rooms, and we are approved by the NFL Sports Nutrition Label Certification Program with the stringent guidelines that the NFL has. That is another huge credibility that I looked at. We also have no ingredients banned by the NCAA, and are the first nutritional company ever to sponsor an NCAA bowl game, which just happened to be the most watched bowl game on ESPN2 history last year, and we will be doing that again this year in 2010. Advocare is also the official drink of women's professional soccer. Now, a lot of times people ask me, well, that all sounds great, and it's very important that we test for so many banned substances and so many toxins in our products, but how come I can't go to GNC, or how come I can't go to my local health food store and get a multivitamin? And really, just like shopping at Nordstrom or shopping at a high-level department store is not like shopping at Kmart or Walmart, it really is a lot of the same thing, and even more so important with what you're putting in your body, because vitamins, minerals, amino acids, botanicals, they can be derived and extracted in many, many different ways. They come from many, many, many different sources, and we are not doctors. We don't know all of those things, but chelating, which is the first thing on your screen here, when I learned about that, I thought, oh my goodness, that is so important. They take a mineral, which is normally hard for the body to absorb and uptake, and they actually take a piece of, they take a molecule of carbohydrate, usually a sugar, and they take a little piece out of it, and then they put the mineral in that molecule so that it can piggyback into your bloodstream. And yet it's done in a laboratory. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes energy to do that. So, of course, that vitamin is going to be more expensive, but that goes from about a 10 to 15% absorption rate on most vitamins and minerals to making those minerals up over 90%, 80 to 90% absorbable. You're getting what you're paying for, absolutely. And I want to make sure that those vitamins and minerals are getting into my body so that they can be absorbed. Bioavailability, how well is it getting absorbed? Even if it can get in my body, how are my body's intestinal functional abilities to be able to uptake and absorb those nutrients that I'm putting in? And so all of these things are very, very important, and it's so nice to know that Advocare has 9 different doctors that come from all different areas. For example, we've got our Dr. Miller that did research in the Amazon rainforest, was the person that researched and invented uses for cat's claw, which is an amazing botanical. We've got Dr. Harry Pruce that wrote the nutrition section for the Encyclopedia Americana. We've got Dr. Goldberg, who's the founder of the Male Health Center, and I'll get into another one of my favorite doctors here in just a minute. But it was huge amounts of credibility that I saw when I looked and I Googled and I researched all these doctors that were backing the Advocare product line, that were formulating the Advocare product line. And with my background, I had never seen so much support from doctors that were in their current careers that were not, they had their current careers outside of Advocare. With, their careers, they've got a lot more on the line than I did, coming into Advocare as a distributor with my background. And so very, very impressed. I encourage you to go onto advocare.com, look at who those doctors are, Google them, and learn about them. We are now going to get into what is the 24-day challenge and what products do I need to make that happen. The first part of the 24-day challenge is going to be a 10-day cleanse and detox. Very important for all of you to know that may have done a cleanse before. My phrase for this is that it is gentle and uneventful. And usually if I'm doing a presentation live, I get a couple giggles on that one, but it is very, very true. The level of probiotics that we have in our herbal cleanse are, first of all, they're 7 strands, multi-strand complex, which is going to keep the good bacteria. You've got about 300 friendly bacteria in your intestines, in your stomach area that need to be there. And a lot of cleanses will strip the good and they'll strip the bad and make you start all the way over. Our probiotic is some of the best in the industry. It's strong, it's pure, it's resistant to gastric acid, so it can get through your stomach acid and actually get into your GI tract. It's also stable at room temperatures. A lot of probiotics will die before you even put them in your mouth, and then a lot of them will die as they get into your acids in your stomach. So really important that you get something that has a high enough level of active ingredients that are still there when they get to where they need to be in your body. So This herbal cleanse, I've watched it do amazing things for people. Most importantly, what I've watched it do is enhance nutrient absorption, decrease appetite, decrease cravings, and decrease the amount of food that you get full on in a normal food portion. So really, really great. What we also have done is we have added in other products to go along with the cleanse to make it a weight loss program. So just alone, just that cleanse box is not a weight loss program, but adding it in with the rest, the next couple products I'm going to describe is, the first one you can see on your screen is Omegaplex. Every single cell in your body is surrounded by a lipid layer of fat, and the healthier that layer is around each cell, the healthier your body is going to be, and the better able you're going to be able to lose weight. You know, some of the things that omega-3s do, that's what our Omegaplex is. It's a balance of EPA and DHA omega-3s that come from marine lipids. And I'm going to read you a couple of things here that are going to show you all of the things, not all of the things. I could probably read for about a day to talk about all of the things that Omegaplex is going to do. I sound like Dr. Stowe. But your brain, fats compose 60% of your brain. They're essential to brain function, including learning abilities, memory retention, and moods. Okay, fats are especially important for pregnant women, okay, and they're integral to fetal development. So anyone that is pregnant, I absolutely have them on at least 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams of our omega-3s per day. Fatty acids also help your cells stay movable and flexible, as well as being responsible for building cell membranes. Those are the layers on and around each and every cell in your body. Your heart, 60% of our heart's energy comes from burning fat. Specific fats are used to help keep the heart beating in a regular rhythm. These would be our omega-3s that we're talking about right now. Nerves, fats compose the materials that insulate and protect your nerves, isolating electrical impulses and speeding their transmission. Very important for your nervous system. Your lungs, that is a lung surfactant, which requires a high concentration of saturated fats, and it enables the lungs to work and keeps them from collapsing. Your eyes, fats are essential to eye function. Digestion, fats in a meal slow down the digestion process so the body has more time to absorb nutrients. Okay, I'm going to read that one again, you guys, because this is one of those educational things. You know how there was that time where everybody thought that we should eliminate all fats, and we had fat-free mayonnaise and fat-free snack wells and fat-free this and fat-free that. Fats in a meal slow down the digestion process so the body has more time to absorb nutrients and helps provide a constant level of energy and keeps the body satiated for longer periods of time so you feel full. Next, organs. Fats cushion and protect your internal organs. Your immune system. Fats ease inflammation, helping your metabolism and your immune system stay healthy and functioning. One of the things that a gal that just finished the 24-day challenge, she lost 16 pounds in 24 days, so she's excited. Michelle up in Ellensburg, Washington, and she said to me on about the 10th day of her 24-day challenge, she goes, you know, I'm really excited about all this weight loss, but you know what? My knuckles on my hands, every morning I have to wake up and massage my knuckles for about 10 minutes because of my arthritis and how sore they are. And she said, what? She goes, 10 days into this, I have no pain in my knuckles. I have no pain. And I said, you know what? We are not allowed to make any medical claims at all, but that feeling that you're feeling, I'm assuming has a lot to do with that Omegaplex that you're now taking. And so she was just as excited about that as she was about her weight loss. The next product that comes in the cleanse is where we get into that nutrient absorption and that high nutrient density. This meal replacement shake right here, you can see it's $1.71 to $2.85 per meal. So you can't even go through the McDonald's drive-thru for that price, and you are going to get 24 grams of very easily digestible protein, 24 grams of carbohydrates to match that protein in a 1-to-1 balance, which helps it to slowly move into your system so that you can keep your blood sugar levels steady. Great for people with blood sugar issues, maybe pre-diabetic or diabetic, that really need to even out those blood sugar levels. Great for those of us that aren't eating breakfast in the morning or that are thinking we're eating a healthy breakfast in the morning but probably not getting enough protein. And taking these within an hour of waking up is going to help your body to get into that fat-burning mode first thing in the morning and give you control of your food choices throughout the day, as well as supporting that metabolism. The next product is Advocare Spark. As you can see up in your left-hand corner here, the Spark has turned pink. And for those of you that are new to Advocare, you won't really notice that. But for those of you who have maybe tried the Spark before, we have a brand new flavor of pink lemonade that is absolutely wonderful. I'm going to do a taste test of pink lemonade with a bunch of sugar in it, and then our pink lemonade Spark, because they taste exactly the same. And anyone who has times during the day where they feel fatigue, they feel a little bit slower, maybe you feel maybe your mental game isn't there, your focus isn't there, you might be sitting in front of a computer, or you might be a carpenter running around and using up lots of energy, or having a job where you're expending a lot of energy. The Spark is good for either one because it's a very natural energy lift. There's no sugar, there's no crash. It's filled with great vitamins, minerals, amino acids. So other energy drinks out there are not getting you any nutrition, and this is energy with nutrition. So it's just a great thing to add in there. And it's also a great appetite suppressant, which is why it helps as a weight loss aid. So in between meals is fantastic, or right before a workout will help you to maximize your workout as well. The Catalyst is a branched chain amino acid, and a branched chain amino acid is something that we're going to use because you have a lower caloric value. And so we need to support and protect your muscles. Your muscles, whether you haven't worked out in 10 years or whether you work out every day, everybody has lean muscle tissue. And the better we can support it and protect it, the more body fat that your body is going to have to burn. And so we love to add this in because we want your body to be forced to burn the highest percentage of fat. Great. Okay, this is a new slide that I've added in here. And what I want you all to see is that Advocare programs, including the Cleanse, all the products I just described are in the Cleanse, they come with a nutritional coach. That might be myself, or it might be the person that invited you on this call. They come with a grocery list, very similar to what you see right here. Some people have a little bit of a different grocery list. This is the one that I use for the people that I work with. And it also has an easy-to-follow check chart so that you cannot have to worry if you're doing things right or you're eating the right things along with the Cleanse, because you're eating real foods here. And we want to make sure you know what to eat, how much to eat, and what portion to eat it. And then you can see at the bottom of your screen, all your meals are outlined. So as you can see, for example, in the Cleanse, it's telling you meal 2 is a fat and a fruit. All you have to do is go up to the fruit column, see your size, and then choose your fruit, and then you see your portion. Same with the fats, is you just see your size, choose what you'd like to have, maybe some peanut butter and apples, and then you choose your portion and you know exactly how much to measure out. So very, very easy, very self-explanatory. Looks like this slide didn't show all the way up on the screen here, but basically after the Cleanse, the second part of the 24-day challenge is called the burn phase, and the products are very similar except for the Cleanse is done, the green box, and you're going to add in a purple box called the Metabolic Nutrition System, or the MNS Max 3. And this is your high-potency multivitamin, that chelated multivitamin for the higher absorption that I talked about. This is 1,000 milligrams of omega-3s. This is something called Amplify, which helps that fatty layer around each cell that we talked about be even healthier so it doesn't start to oxidize. Just like fish on the counter starts to smell and oxidize if you leave it out. Same thing inside of our body. If those fats around each cell aren't healthy and that we're not eating healthy foods so that they're regenerating healthier and healthier, they start to oxidize inside of our body. And that's where our bodies become toxic on the inside. And so the Amplify in here is an amazing product. I encourage you to go research on advocare.com that helps that fat around each cell to stay healthier. And so you're going to lose more weight, and you're going to keep your immune system stronger, and you're going to keep your body stronger. There's also certain plant extracts and botanicals in here that are going to help with appetite. They're going to help with metabolism. They're going to help with thermogenesis, which is a good source of energy that your body can utilize, which is just from burning calories, and calories are energy. Thermo Plus is an option for the 24-day challenge, and this one here, I say if you want to maximize results, absolutely go for it. It's made from an oolong tea, which is just like green tea, but a little bit different on how they dry it, and sage and guarana, which is an Australian tree bark that's a form of caffeine. And this is just a great little boost. It's all natural ingredients, and it's going to promote a healthy metabolism, give you great energy. The next one is going to be your muscle gain protein. Ladies, don't be afraid of the word gain. You can't gain muscle unless you're eating a lot of protein and working out in the gym and tearing those muscle fibers. So for those of us that are just trying to lose weight and do it most effectively, you got to make sure you're getting in enough protein, which most of us are not. And so we add this in. If you look at the doctor on the bottom, this is another doctor that we have that I didn't mention. Dr. Stanley Dudrick invented the intravenous feeding tube in the 1950s, and he's actually the head of surgery at Yale University and has a whole wing named after him, and is an amazing, amazing doctor with so many accomplishments. He's probably got a book with his accomplishments, and you know, one of the things about him is that when anywhere across the United States, when somebody is fed intravenously, there are branched chain amino acids in what they're being fed. And one of the things that we learned at one of the schools we were taught is that our branched chain amino acids come from Japan, and they are the same as what people being fed intravenously are getting in our products. Other products you might see in the shelf from some big name brands that might be at your local gym or your local health store, most of those BCAAs are from the Middle East, and they're derived from duck feathers and some of them from human hair. And so the level of branched chain amino acids, branched chain amino acids are protein that's been broken down into amino acids and strand together so your body doesn't have to break things apart and chain them back together. It's already done before it enters the body. And so the level of amino acids that we have is much superior to most every brand out there. And I have taken people that have been scrawny all their life, that have not, or maybe are malnourished, have not been able to gain weight, and put them on muscle gain in addition to their meals, and they're able to get some lean muscle tissue. I've also taken people that need to lose weight, and we replace a meal where your protein is needed to be with the muscle gain. And you actually, as you lose weight, you start to see the shape of your body more without just feeling like you're getting that gaunt look or that skinny look. In Advocare, we make very fit-looking people, and this is the reason why, is because of our branched chain amino acids in both our muscle gain and in the catalyst that I showed you earlier, excuse me. Also, in the 24-day challenge, in the days 11 through 24, your eating pattern is going to change a little bit, and I wanted to show you how that's going to look. Your packet that you're going to get explains how this works, but this is just a little diagram to show you how we burn more body fat in a way that is going to maximize your results but not sabotage your metabolism. What we do is we lower down the carbohydrates for about 3 days, and those are called your burning days. And then we refuel your body by adding back in some fruits and some low glycemic carbs day 4, 8, and 12, and you're eating more food on those days, and it's very, very, very important to refuel. Don't think because you're doing so good on the burn days eating less food that you don't need to refuel. The refuel day is the most important day for your body to burn the most body fat. It's also really important, you guys, you can do anything for 12 days, okay? anything for 12 days. You need to burn on the burn days and not add in extra carbohydrates on those days to make them the most effective. This is how a burn day is going to look. It's your meal replacement shake in the morning, a healthy fat, and then you've got some veggies and some protein. You've got your muscle gain shake, and you've got some veggies and some protein again. This is how your refuel day looks, and as you can see, you're adding in some fruits and you're adding in some starches. Pretty easy diagram to understand there. Okay, so what is your health investment when you're looking at AdvoCare? And really, the money that you spend on AdvoCare should be replacing foods that you're already eating that maybe you shouldn't be eating, or maybe you're eating out, maybe you're having soda, maybe you're getting a latte at Starbucks, maybe you're going to lunch at Subway, maybe you're doing some things that you are not going to be doing when you start this different lifestyle. And it's going to be real easy to stop those things. A lot of times at the end of the month, people find that they're saving a lot of money. And then usually AdvoCare will either be what I call cost neutral or save you money, unless you're one of those people on the line that does not eat. And in that case, you might need to spend a little bit more money to improve the health of your body on the inside so that you can have the health that you want, have the energy that you want, and live longer and live the life that you want. So it's really important to get that nutrition in your body, and this is how we're going to do it. So you can see phase 1 and you can see phase 2 on here, and you can also see that there's something called retail and there's something called wholesale. Retail is just paying retail price for your products. That's the price on our website and in the catalogs. The person that invited you on this webinar can get you retail prices, or you can choose, because this is going to be part of your grocery list and you want to do it more than just that first 24 days, to sign up and get a wholesale account. Wholesale accounts are $79. You're going to get, for that $79, a website for your ordering that you're going to get an automatic 20% discount even on your first order. You can work that discount up to a 40% discount, and the person, again, who got you on this webinar can explain how the 20 up to 40% discount works for you. And you're also going to get $50 in AdvoCare's top 2 sugar-free energy products, the Spark and the Slam. So you're going to get $50 in products. So really that sign-up is $29, which means if you spend any more than $150 the entire year, it's worth the sign-up. And so I always encourage people to go for that wholesale account, because we do want you to save the most money on the healthy products that you're putting in your body. Here's just a couple comparisons. A lot of people go, well, how much is this going to cost me per day? And I go, well, you're getting 1 to 2 meals a day replaced for you. You're getting your vitamin and amino acid supplement drink replaced for you. You're getting a nutrition coach. You're getting a packet. You're getting a grocery list. You're getting guidelines to follow, all for about plus or minus $10 a day, depending on which products that you choose. And so usually that can replace about a meal in a day that you're seeing here, or you can see the difference between a Spark and a latte, or going and getting a smoothie versus an AdvoCare meal replacement shake. I added another new slide on here tonight because I think it is very important that we also think of our kids when we're thinking of our health and wellness. And kids want to get their hands on whatever tastes good, and sometimes it's hard. As a parent for myself, these are me and my kids here at Disney World last November, and it is really hard for me to get them to eat what I want them to eat. And so I know if I can give them a little more nutrient density by filling in the gaps, then they're going to be healthier. And my kids have not been sick. They did not miss one day of school this entire year for being sick. They take the Corplex chewables. They will now be taking, this is a brand new product that AdvoCare came out with just this last weekend, our Omega Chews. You heard me list to you earlier all of the things that omegas and omega-3s are good for inside your body. Well, your kids can get that too with these. They taste fantastic, great flavor Omega Chews, probiotic boost. Most children, there is a very high percentage of children, I should say, that have intestinal issues. and that are not regular every day in the bathroom, and they start to go through life like that and start to feel like it's normal, and it's not. And we can definitely get our kids, just the same as ourselves, on some probiotic boost, which is a little bit lighter multi-strand complex that kind of tastes like pixie sticks, like when we were little, and we would have those little sugar pixie sticks. My kids love this. I sprinkle it over strawberries, or I put it in a little bowl for them. Absolutely love it. Fruit and fiber bars, upping their fiber content, and then taking all fruit juices out of my kids' world. They don't even know about fruit juices anymore. We only have Rehydrate in our house, which is an electrolyte replacement drink, and giving them all of the essential minerals that they need for optimal hydration and health. And it comes in grape and fruit punch, which they love. So I wanted to add that in so that we can make sure that we are really looking out for our children just like we're looking out for ourselves. A lot of times we look out for our children before we look out for ourselves and then don't take care of ourselves. Okay, so what should you do now? Number one, order your products. Choose wholesale or retail, and don't hesitate. Make that decision to act. You know, don't think about the perfect time to start or that you really want to be healthy. And you know, budget-wise, I know that, you know, with the economy the way that it is right now, you know, a lot of times I get that, you know, when I get that next paycheck or when I get this or when I get that, I'm going to start to take care of my health. And if, you know, if that's the case, that's exactly where I was 3.5 years ago. And because Advocare is only sold by independent distributors, there is the option for you to get your products paid for. And you can get your products paid for by you getting fantastic results and sharing them with other people. So there's no excuses to be able to use the Advocare products to help yourself feel that energy, feel healthier, and take your life under control with your health, because you can do that no matter what your circumstances. Absolutely. And we will help you. You will get help every single step of the way, whether it's just taking the products or helping you to get your products paid for. Get your 24-day challenge documents, take your measurements, get your groceries, very important as your products are on the way, go grocery shopping, and then get started. Friends who would like to look and feel better that may want to get started with you, or that you're thinking as you've watched this webinar, oh, I know so many people that would benefit from this. We do have a replay that will be up on wellnessworkshopseries.com, so you can write that down right there. And then if you're one of those people that is thinking, man, I really need to get my products paid for and maybe a couple extra $100, then you definitely want to go to Advo Careers and look at the presentation that's right on the home page of Advo Careers. This is a very pivotal time for Advocare and the growth that we've been seeing with the economy the way that it is, and there is a window of opportunity for families that are interested in the business side of what Advocare has to offer. In that realm, I just want to show you guys one slide, because when I talk about healthy and happy kids on that other slide, my kids are healthy physically, but they're happy because they have their mom at home. And 3.5 years ago when I started Advocare, their mom was not at home. I was working 50 to 60 hours a week as a personal trainer, and they were in daycare. And it took me about 2 weeks of my income for personal training to pay for the daycare for someone else to raise my kids. So what makes my kids happy is they have mom at home, because in a 3.5-year period of time, I've been able to take or develop and build a business that now pays me a 6-figure income as a single mom of 34 years old. And so this slide just kind of shows you, you know, if I get great results on this, you know, you can share it with one person a month and look what you can earn annually. And I don't know any family out there that couldn't use almost an extra $5,000 a year. And, you know, if that's not interesting to you, I guarantee you, you will have people asking you, what are you doing? And you can also certainly refer them and send them to the person who introduced you, and we'll take care of them for you, because it is really important to touch as many lives and help them with that health as possible as we can. So if that's not something that seems kind of down your alley, absolutely hand that referral on, and that will still help you raise up that discount level. So hopefully you can guys can read this chart here. It was a little confusing to me the first time I saw it. But I want to thank everybody for taking the time to listen in, and hopefully you got all your questions answered. If you did not, the best time to get back with the person who invited you is right now. Well, this is all fresh in your head. Get your questions answered and get on that 24-day challenge and get started. So thanks so much for listening, and y'all have a great week.